Do you want to go first? No? Alright, I guess I'll start. Hi everyone. Today we're gonna be doing something that I haven't really done before. Full disclosure, I am filming this intro after everything in this video has transpired. It is, oh, bye Scout. It is actually New Year's Eve as I'm filming this, so we're gonna time travel a little bit, but I wanted to come on here and film a proper intro for this video because I think it deserves one. Basically, I was invited to several holiday parties this year, including one at my job. So I thought this might be the year that I actually make an ugly Christmas sweater for myself. I'm comfortable enough now with how to build garments, just general building blocks. I didn't use really any patterns for this. I have been wanting to make an ugly Christmas sweater for a couple years now. I know I've only really been doing crochet since July 2022. This was really the year for me to explore how garments are constructed using a lot of different patterns, and it just kind of opened up my eyes. So all of this to say, I feel comfortable enough to kind of freehand my own ugly Christmas sweater. The reason I'm doing this is because I have to, but the main one is when you look up ugly Christmas sweaters to buy online, they're all just kind of like, meh, you know? Or you can tell that they're just like really cheap quality, or they just have like a random character on it. Like, I don't need a Darth Vader ugly Christmas sweater Target, thank you. This is my time to shine, and I'm excited to bring you along on this little experiment. So now we're gonna do a little time travel, and I'll meet you guys at the end. For this ugly Christmas sweater, I had a general idea on what I was thinking in terms of design. I debated between doing what you see here or having granny squares going across the front, but ultimately thought that this was the stronger choice. I did have a few ground rules for myself though. Had to be sparkly, have a granny square belt buckle, use as much yarn from my stash as possible, finish before Christmas, and an optional last one, which was to leave room for appliques on the front and back. I was thinking of adding some Christmas characters like a gingerbread, snowflake, something of the equivalent, but that would be highly determined by how much time I had left. I did need to run to the store to grab a few things that my stash didn't have. I was pretty much out of all my sparkly yarn, but the rest of the yarn needed for this project I was able to use from past projects. Once I was home, I got right to work on the ribbing and yoke since we would be leaving for Buffalo for Thanksgiving in the coming days, and wanted to get a head start so that I could passively work on the sweater in any downtime that we had or in the car on the way there. And this is where I ended up. Okay, so it is the day after Thanksgiving, and I started this, I think, on Wednesday. Today's Friday, and I am almost done with the initial yoke. I think I'm gonna do a couple more rows right now. This is at 18, I believe, and I was debating on whether or not I should do like granny squares going across at some point, but I don't really know how I would connect granny squares with doing like a top-down method, and I don't really have a lot of time to figure that out. So what I am deciding to do is, once I connect the like sides together, I'm gonna do a little bit more red, do a thick band of black going around to make it look like Santa's belt, do one granny square for the belt buckle, and then end on the bottom with more of this sparkly white ribbing, which I'm really excited about. Still doing the sleeves as I normally planned with like all the different like colors, because now by doing this option instead of doing granny squares, it will feel, I think, a little bit more like an ugly Christmas sweater where I just have a bunch of random things that I can then add to the sweater. So if this is all blank red, black belt, white ribbing, it looks like Santa with the crazy sleeves, and I could just start slapping like different like appliques, like a gingerbread or a Christmas tree or a snowflake on the front and the back, and just make it busy and really crazy. So I'm very excited to see what this is gonna look like.
What, Scout? Okay.
Hello, I'm here with a tiny microphone that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, so hopefully this doesn't sound like garbage. So this is where I am at with this sweater. I think I'm in a pretty good position to finish the whole body by Wednesday. I just have the sleeves now I have to complete, and that's just like a granny stitch that I'm planning on doing and just like the round. And because this is already kind of like halfway down my arm, I don't foresee it being more than like 20 something rows. And then from there, I just have to make a granny square for this middle part and a bunch of fun little characters or string lights or I don't know, some stuff, Christmas related decor for the front here and the back to just make it a little bit crazy. I had this idea to maybe get some Velcro and either glue it or sew it or something onto the front here and on the back of whatever little patch things that I make. And I don't know, I feel like that'd be like a really fun way to just kind of slap it on, rearrange it. A little chaotic energy, but also prevents me from sewing 9,000 things. And another thing is that I decided for the bottom of this to not be like this ribbing that I have up here, but to make it this fun scallop. It feels festive for some reason. I think it's just a nice way to end the bottom of the piece. And I was afraid that it would maybe come in too much and balloon a little bit if I were to do this, which I'm sure it wouldn't, but you never know. I am actually quite surprised with how quickly this worked up. And this is just the Karen 1 pound that I've had left over from the Twin Peaks blanket, and then left over from another project that I tried to use that up, but then I needed to end up buying more. Hopefully the next update, the sleeves actually make sense with this. I'm a little nervous, but I think I could do it. I think I could do it.
One day later. After the belt buckle was blocked, I decided to sew this on just so I could finish it and get it out of the way. However, after a few minutes, I realized that I may have been putting it on backwards. So after a quick check of putting on my pants and seeing what direction the belt buckle went, confirmed I did have it on backwards, so I had to undo a little bit and redo it again, but it was fine. Now it is going the actual direction.
Alright, so I timed myself to see how long one of these takes, because I'm curious to see how much longer the sleeve is going to take me. Roughly 4 minutes, and that's also including a few seconds of interruption from filming, a few seconds of this row. I have 17 rows left to do, so if I round up to 4, that is 68 minutes, so just a bit over an hour left for this sleeve. I have my little rotation station set up here of all my colors. I've been doing a center pull, which has been making my life so much easier. It is currently 1:24 p.m. and I have a holiday party at 5. So we're gonna see if I'm able to debut this sweater tonight without all like the patches and stuff that I'm gonna put on the front. I just really want to wear this. we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little all over the place and there's a lot of chatting. I wanted to wrap this up by addressing the kind of elephant in the room of the lack of patches or anything on here. Quite honestly, I just simply ran out of time. There was like a week and a half span that I didn't touch the sweater just because it's like the end of the year, wrapping up loose ends, traveling, and I just needed a break. I was feeling a little bit burnt out on it. I did mention somewhere in the video that I was thinking of string lights, and Christmas Eve my mom actually gave all of us these necklaces. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna commit to that for this year. What I want to do maybe for next year and the years after until I feel like it's done. Each year I feel like it might be fun to keep adding things to the sweater. So maybe next year I can add some stuff on the front, and then the year after stuff on the back or whatever on the sleeves, just until I feel like I've covered every inch of what I wanted to. So that might be a fun thing for me to do. Another thing is that I haven't blocked this yet, so it will probably fall on me nicer in videos to come. Wanted to put that out there again because of the time constraint. I wanted to bring up the time constraint thing because I did start this in November around Thanksgiving, and initially I wanted this video to be one of those like, can I make a sweater in 7 days? And had I not been traveling and the timing of the year, I think I could definitely do a sweater 7 days. So if that's a video you'd want to see from me, like comment below because I kind of want to try that next year. But I think it's also doing these types of videos, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not taking the joy out of crocheting by making myself like super stressed out. So that was kind of me kind of placing a little invisible boundary for myself, and not just like dying while I'm making this stupid sweater. Like, this is such a low stakes item. It doesn't need to be like everything's on fire. And another thing that I think just for future reference is that I did 20 rows for the yoke, and that was too many. The way that I did the top down method, I forgot that I was going to add a few stitches under the armpit, which made it even wider. So like I said, this is 20. I probably could have done like 18 or even 17 because my armpit's like up here, like it's halfway down my body, and when I lift my arm the sweater kind of goes up with it. It's not perfect, but everything's a learning experience, and everyone was like so excited about the sweater that I told them about. So I hope you feel the same. I hope you like the outcome. Should I continue to add things to the sweater in years to come? Let me know what you think that would be. I hope everyone has a happy and safe holiday, new year, whenever you're watching this. This is my last video, obviously, of 2024. This actually might be released in 2025. It's New Year's Eve as I say this, so probably early January this video will be out. But stay cool out there, and I'll see you later. Bye.